Tonight on News 13.
Could social media websites be polarizing our community? I spoke with a media expert. I'll have that story.
A man resists arrest after HPD nabs him after a home invasion in one Hazleton neighborhood. We'll tell you what happened.
Officials in Pottsville are finally demolishing the Pierce Street home that went up in flames on Mother's Day. How the neighborhood is moving on, coming up.
This is News 13 Now.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to News 13 Now. I'm Kathy Bazinski. The final determination on whether or not the fatal shooting of a 26-year-old Jonathan Gray, of Hazleton police officer, was justified should be made sometime this week. Jonathan Gray was shot and killed when police followed him to his home on Alter Street after they were called to a fight about a block away. Hazleton police say two officers confronted him at the back of his home and noticed a gun tucked into his pants. There was a struggle. The gun fell to the porch floor, and officers say he made two grabs for it and tried to point it at them. That's when one officer fired twice, killing Gray. Family members who were in the home dispute the police version of the shooting death. Missouri County District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis says state police are wrapping up their investigation. She hopes she can announce a ruling on whether the shooting was justified in the next few days. Social media like Facebook have spawned a war of words about the incident, lighting up with comments about who's right and who's wrong in the Gray shooting. Christina Papa spoke with media experts to find out how the split could be affecting Hazleton's community.
From the comfort of their homes, people in Greater Hazleton and all over the area have turned to social media sites to voice their thoughts about the case of shooting victim Jonathan Gray. One thing is clear, it's leaving the community deeply divided.
Believe me, when I go into the social media that we were talking about, Facebook, comments on the internet, comments in any other publications, it's sad what people talking, what people saying.
Amilcar Arroyo has lived in Hazleton for over 15 years and is involved in Spanish language media. He knows firsthand how powerful online media can be.
I think the rumors is what is making all this situation at the size that it is. Rumors. Please, I ask, I call, and I tell the people, don't listen rumors.
While the case is still open, a dangerous mix of fact and rumor started surfacing after state police confirmed that a Hazleton officer fatally shot Jonathan Gray. Official report says Gray grabbed his gun and attempted to raise it towards police during dispute at a home on Alter Street. Arroyo thinks online discussions are polarizing the community at a time when everyone should be standing together, reflecting and helping both parties to move forward positively.
Think before you write, or think twice before you speak, because that it will turn against the entire community.
Can online media really affect the community that much?
The community is already in tragedy, and now we're using the power of social media to tear down others. It's not helping the community. It actually is counterproductive.
Media expert John Baldino calls social media the word of mouth for the 21st century. He says people are free to give opinions, but should always use media power responsibly. That could mean checking their facts before posting.
Something that has happened in the community of Hazleton that has affected a lot of people. And I understand that. And the need to gather in community around a tragedy like this is normal. It's normal human behavior. And social media empowers us to do it. Are we using it to build up as opposed to tear down?
A man from New York is in prison tonight after an apparent home invasion in Hazleton. HPD says the 25-year-old Francisco Santiago broke into a home in the 200 block of South Cedar Street Monday night and attacked the residents. Santiago apparently took some items and took off, but police were able to track him down. HPD says Santiago did become violent during the collar and resisted arrest. He was arrested on a slew of charges, including burglary, resisting arrest, and assault. No word on injuries to the South Cedar Street resident. Well, officials in Pottsville are making good on a promise to end the city's blight. Demolition is now on for some of the worst properties, and as Matthew Petrillo tells us, one of those is the Pierce Street home, which was the scene of a tragic fire.
It was late into Mother's Day night when 4 children and 2 adults were trapped inside the upstairs of this Pottsville home. A fire broke out from the kitchen and tore the house apart as the mother of the family watched helplessly from outside. The house contained no smoke alarms, and her 4 children, husband and sister, later died that night because of carbon monoxide poisoning. 5 months later, the skeleton of the home still sits in disrepair. Neighbors say they're tired of looking at it, reminding them of that tragic night.
It's not nice to look at, that's for sure, so yeah, they should knock it down.
Neighbors say for months they thought that this house was nothing but an eyesore to the neighborhood. They say once the city has it demolished, they can finally move on.
I think everyone in the community is going to be glad that the property can come down and the neighborhood can get back to normal a little bit.
City Administrator Tom Palomar says the Pierce Street home is one of 7 properties city officials have scheduled for demolition. But unlike this home that went up in flames, Palomar says the other properties are some of the worst blighted homes in the area, largely because of homeowner neglect.
Some of them are actually posted unsafe even for first responders to go into. So they're in very, very poor condition. Some don't look very bad from the front, but if you take a closer inspection and look inside, they're in really poor condition.
That's good news to Polina.
Other properties around worth more when there's no eyesores, dilapidated homes around them, you know.
Palomar says the city is putting a lien on the homes they're demolishing, and they'll start demolishing them within the next several weeks. Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Pottsville.
October is Fire Prevention Month, and some little ones in our area learn what to do in case of emergency. The Hazleton Fire Department held a very hands-on lesson with some area Boy Scouts last night. Firefighters taught them how not to be afraid when faced by fire and trained them precisely what to do if one breaks out. Firefighting experts say fire accidents can be prevented easily by using just a little common sense and a little awareness.
It's very important. It's your first line of defense. The best fire is the fire that never happens. And that's why we hope our department's big in fire prevention all year round. We just don't prevent fires or do public education 1 week out of the year. We promote fire safety all year long. If they take away stay low and go, and they understand how important it is to have a home fire safety drill at home, what a smoke alarm sounds like, what to do in the case of a fire.
The Scouts also learned useful tips we can all utilize, like having a meeting place if a fire happens in your home and how to use a fire extinguisher. Still ahead on News 13 now, how great was today? The beautiful autumn days continue with a short break for some showers. Tell you when in News 13 weather. And then some students in one local district have pledged not to text and drive, and they want you to join them. We'll tell you how, coming up on News 13 Now.
You're watching News 13 Now, local and loving it. You're watching News 13 Now on SSP-TV, brought to you by Samson Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
New studies show that distracted drivers are dangerous, especially those who text while driving. That's why local students are pledging not to do it. Christina Papa met up with some safe drivers today to find out how the community can take the same kind of promise.
I mean, we're teenagers. All we do is text, so.
Students Against Destructive Decisions President Gabriella Payne is right. Last year, nearly 98 trillion texts were sent, some of which were sent from behind the wheel on the road.
Obviously, if you do, you're putting yourself and other people at risk around you when you drive.
Statistics on textingwhile-driving-safety.org says at least 34% of kids have fessed up to texting while driving. Gabriella says it's a destructive behavior that can lead to a car accident.
That's why the Hazleton SAD Club is taking a proactive step, asking their classmates and the community to stop using these while driving.
With the help of SAD and State Farm Insurance, students will take the pledge on CelebrateMyDrive.com to not text and drive, starting October 18th until the 26th. With enough pledges, the students could win $100,000 and a concert from Grammy Award-winning singer Kelly Clarkson.
He has a very popular crowd. I mean, I went to go see her over the summer, and a lot of people came. The stadium was packed, but I think it would draw a good crowd.
This event is open to the public, so community, family, and friends have a chance to help out and encourage safe driving for younger drivers when they're behind the wheel.
Anyone can do it. You just go online. It's really easy. You just go online, go to the website, select our school, and you can pledge as many pledges as you want.
Community members looking to help out and take the pledge can sign on to CelebrateMyDrive.com, find Hazleton area, and make a commitment to stay safe on the road.
Take the pledge, don't text and drive.
Christina Papa, News 13, Hazel Township.
Time now for News 13 weather.
And in tonight's weather shot, we are local and loving it along Route 924, and we're heading to Freeland. And what we really love is a beautiful day for a drive and the beautifully colored leaves on the trees along the winding road. Checking the National Weather Service radar, a whole lot of nothing for the day, and that meant for a beautiful fall Tuesday, but now the clouds roll in and things change up for Wednesday and Thursday. We'll tell you in a minute. Here's News 13 weather from the National Weather Service. First for Greater Hazleton for tonight, increasing clouds with a low around 53 degrees. For Wednesday, cloudy with a slight chance of showers in the morning and then late afternoon with a high near 66. Showers likely during the overnight, low down to 50 degrees. For Thursday, mostly sunny with a chance of morning showers, a high near 61. Chance of showers during the overnight with a low around 43. And then Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 57. Partly cloudy at night with a low around 39. Saturday, partly sunny. Not too bad, but a high about 58 degrees. And heading on over to Schuylkill County for tonight, increasing clouds with a low around 51. And for Wednesday, cloudy with a chance of morning showers, a high all the way up to 67 degrees. But showers likely at night with a low down to 54. For Thursday, chance of rain in the morning, then partly sunny with a high near 64. Chance of showers during the overnight with a low around 48. For Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 58, overnight low of 43. And Saturday, partly sunny with a high near 58 degrees. Well, it's a ghostly night of terrors that's sure to get you in the Halloween spirit, but beware, this trail may not be for the faint of heart. Yipes. Organizers are inviting everybody to their annual Haunted Trail in the Pardysville Playground, which is right past the fitness center on Pardysville Road. Tours of the spooky trail run this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, starting around 7 p.m. as soon as the sun sets. There will also be games, tricky trays, and light refreshments and food at the playground. Last night, organizers were finishing putting up decorations, and they tell News 13, don't be afraid if you see a goblin or two pop out to scare you.
Everyone jumps out, and at the end, it's guts and dolls hanging out from the ceiling.
It's gonna be scary.
It's a nice local event to come to. It's very inexpensive. It's only $3 a person. It's a whole new layout, so if you've been here before, it's not going to be the same atmosphere and events going on. There's lots of great food. There's fun games. There's tricky trays. There's free pumpkins for everyone to take with them after they walk through the trail. It's going to be a really great time for your family.
And all the proceeds benefit the Pardysville Recreation Association. Organizers remind folks to dress for the weather, and everybody's welcome to wear their Halloween costume. And let's check the winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you play. The daily, 436. Big 4, 0823. Quinto, 63439. And the treasure hunt, 2, 9, 10, 12, 18. I hope you won.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy 60th birthday to Judy DeGangi of Freeland. Love from Tony, Anthony, Pat, Joe, Lisa, Ryan, and all of your family and friends. Tonight's Talk of the Town report, Bishop Havey High School class of 1993 will be holding a reunion weekend Saturday, November 30th. The event kicks off at noon at Holy Family Academy for a basketball game and continue at 5:30 at Sand Springs for the reunion dinner. All money is due and should be sent to the address right now on your screen. For more information, contact Janine at ssptv.com. And finally, the 6th annual Local Wine for Your Local Library tasting event will be held Saturday, November 16th at the McBride Memorial Library. Great local wineries and Berwick Brewery will be available, plus food, entertainment, and more. More information about this event, call 570-752-8446. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Anna D. Kowalik, formerly of Oneida. Funeral is Thursday at 10:30 a.m. from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 9 to 10:30 a.m. John J. Lafferty of Hazleton. The Reed and Steinbach Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Harold G. Ohazo of Mahanoy City. Arrangements will be announced by the David D. Jarrett Funeral Home. And Priscilla H. D. Spirito of West Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Hazel Chapel of the Crofton Hughes Funeral Home. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And also brought to you tonight by Leonard's Fine Dining, 615 East Broad Street in Hazleton. In your time of need, let Leonard's help you plan a funeral brunch or luncheon. Call 570-501-9600.
This is News 13 Sports.
Well, you hit mid-October, and that means it's really time you could start thinking about the District 2 playoffs. Well, tell you what, the Hazleton Area Lady Cougar field hockey team is looking at the potential for a home game, something that, just really hasn't happened around here. And they also got a chance to make some noise here. Big test yesterday. They were taking on Lake Lehman in the back mountain. Now, Lehman isn't a team they could meet up with in the District 2 playoffs, but a solid field hockey team nonetheless. And so if you want to know how real the Lady Cougars are, check out the score. Well-played game. Madison Reed, though, had not one but 2 goals. And that was all the Lady Cougars needed to get by Lake Lehman. 2-1, the final in this one. Hazleton Area has been playing, as we've said all along, the best field hockey in the 22-year history of the program at the school. So they'll wrap up this week, and following week, we'll start talking district playoffs. Now, one of the teams to beat in the AA level is going to be the Crestwood Lady Comets. You're taking a look at them right here. They were home yesterday afternoon with Abington Heights. And you know, Elvetta Jemski's club, they are the defending AA state champs. Can they make a run again? Some people are saying absolutely. Yesterday, tuning up for the district playoffs. Well, Crestwood looked every bit the part, state champs, and possibly a team that could make the run again. Daniela Callahan, she had 2 goals yesterday, and then they spread the wealth around a little bit. A lot of the JV players got in as they really had an easy time rolling over Abington Heights. And just so you know, Crestwood is AA, the Hazleton Area girls are AAA, so they will not meet each other in the district tournament, and that certainly bodes well for Hazleton Crestwood. State level program all the way, and they showed it in their 9-0 win over Abington yesterday up in Mountaintop. To the pool we go. Water polo yesterday, and for Hazleton Area it was a split. We've been getting a lot of these. The girls hung on to beat Perkiomen Valley 9-7. On the boys' side, Perkiomen got the best of the boys. Troy Valkuski had a good game, but not enough. Becca Yanis was leading the way on the girls' side for Michelle Yakubowski's team. The Ed Narcevich Wyoming Valley Cross Country Championships today. This is the coaches' meet. They're up in Wyoming County, and this will be the individual and team championships for the Wyoming Valley. They got a great day for it. Hope it works out real well for all of the locals. Speaking of field hockey, Hazleton will take a break. Their last one outside the conference. They will entertain the Tigers of Southern Columbia. That'll be tonight at Harmon Geist Memorial Field. Soccer, North Schuylkill Weatherly in the Schuylkill League. There's your volleyball schedule, including the Schuylkill League semifinals at Minersville High School. Of course, the Marion Phillies are there. They'll have the opener against Pine Grove. It'll be Pottsville Halifax in the nightcap. The 2 winners will meet for the Schuylkill League Championship for 2013. And water polo, Muhlenberg will be down at the auditorium at Hazleton Area High School. And as we said, District 11, District 2, we can start talking a little bit about districts. Hard to believe that we're that far into the season, but we are smack dab in the middle of October. And of course, that means football and Monday Night Football, a little bit of a surprise. The San Diego Chargers threw a lightning bolt into the Colts, 19-9, the final there. So a flat Colts team gets knocked off by a pesky Indianapolis club. The Dodgers, meanwhile, in baseball, stay alive. We've had nothing but shutouts in the National League Championship Series. The Cardinals, 2 of them. The Dodgers now 1, 3-0. The final right there, Game 4 tonight. Meanwhile, also today, we get Game 3 between the Red Sox and Tigers. So you got a smorgasbord out there. Enjoy it.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by Mountain Speedway. Here's a look at some of the action. October 26th is the Halloween Screamer Edition Enduros, featuring 150 laps for the 4-cylinders and 150 laps for the 6 and 8 cylinders with double points. Pits open at 11, grandstands open at noon, and the racing will begin at 1. Admission is just $10, and children 10 and under get in for free. Visit them online at mountainspeedway.com or call them at 570-384-3215 for all the information at the exciting races down at Mountain Speedway.
Welcome to this week's super segment. I'm here at MMI with the head of MMI Preparatory School, Mr. Hood. Let's talk about what's new at your school. What's going on?
Well, we're off to another great academic year here. There's a lot of great energy from the students. But I think one of the exciting things we have this year is our school's now fully wireless, which provides a benefit to both the faculty and to the students.
And so with this new wireless equipment, what does that mean for the students?
Well, for the students, they're able to bring an iPad or a tablet or a computer in, and they can take notes on that. It gives them ready access to the internet so that they can go out and check resources and get some of their own first primary information. It also benefits our teachers, though, really, because they're able to do visualization that is through the iPads they're using to kind of bring the learning to life for our students.
And you said before we began that it's really still all about the education. Does this help the teachers educate the students better?
Yeah, right. It's at the end of the day, education's about the teacher-student relationship. And so what technology does for us is create a tool to enhance that relationship and to enhance the visualizational learning. But you still need great dedicated faculty to pull that all off.
Exactly. So what's behind the scenes? Administration, are you guys working on anything new besides the new wireless?
Well, we're constantly evaluating what the opportunities are for us. I think people will be surprised. MMI has always been known as a math and science school, and I think the breadth of learning here that goes on, the increase in humanities that we're offering, the increase in fine arts, our elective and athletic opportunities are probably something some may be surprised with, and we spend a lot of time thinking about.
Just like that new field, right? That's helping you out this year?
Oh, absolutely. We have the new athletic fields over there, so our students have home fields to play on, just like the other schools in the area, and they can take a lot of pride when they're playing in front of their classmates and in front of their faculty and staff.
Will any of the classes possibly change, the curriculum of the classes with the new wireless?
I think, technology has a way of changing everything, and it also empowers students to go off and do learning on their own. And that's referred to as a flipped classroom, where they're doing a lot of the learning, a lot of the research, even before they come into the classroom. And so it becomes more of a conversation between the teacher and the students than a teacher standing at the front of the classroom.
So technology is definitely affecting the learner of today, would you say?
Absolutely. And I would say in some cases the learners today are the faculty instead of the students, because they're the most gifted when it comes to how we use this technology effectively.
All right. Well, thanks so much for sharing, updates here at MMI. I'm Christina Papa for this week's Super Segment. We'll see you next week.
And plenty more news and information headed your way on News 13 now. The fight against blighted homes clears the way for the wrecking ball in one community. That story and much more news when the 13 crew comes right back.